Good evening and salutations, my B&B fans. At this point, you know what I'm laughing at, right? Only B&B could sit there and do a scene like this and make it so laughable. Okay? I always sit there and say that The Bold and the Beautiful is my favorite soap opera sitcom. Okay? It's my favorite soap opera comedy. And after Poppy is sitting there looking at the picture of Tom and crying and everything like that, she thinks about the good old days, the glory days, where apparently um she was starstruck and she was a groupie to Tom, who had a very hilarious, ugly and funny as hell wig on his head. I sat there and just looked at it like, yeah, I must have got that from Party City, right? So you have this so-called youngish Tom, and Poppy's just so starstruck, and they just seem like they're so happy and in love, and um, I don't exactly remember what she said because I was just too busy laughing, but I'm pretty sure Poppy says something along the lines of, "There will always be a piece of you inside me." Yeah, so it's going to take me about a good 20 minutes to sit there and get my appetite after hearing that. But yeah, she was sitting there thinking about maybe the good old days. So yeah, that was a scene that happened. Now she was sitting there talking to Bill, and Bill was like, "Oh, I got to go see Katie about Will and everything." And she was like, "Oh, okay." And she was not too happy about that. But then Bill comes and talks to Katie. And, they talk about their son and everything. And so everything is whatever, right? But then it gets to a point where Katie just starts once again talking out of pocket, talking out of her ass. And she's all like, I feel like such an interloper in my own home. I was like, oh boy, that's not your home anymore. You don't live there. You don't live at Bill's house anymore. I don't understand. She's like, oh, I'm not allowed to be there. I was like, well, he has a new woman in his life. What are you talking about? I don't understand. Like, I feel like an interloper in my own home. We had such memories. Yeah, exactly. They are exactly that. Memories from the past. I just, like, I've said this too many times, so I'm not even going to bother. You know what? Screw it for the new people. And I'm sorry for the people that have been watching my reviews for a while, but I need to sit there and say it's to new people. Katie acts like the type of person that, like, when you're a child and somebody else plays with a toy that you haven't played with in a while, and then you see the other person play with it, then you get upset. That's pretty much what Katie's acting like at this point. It's just so annoying, so obnoxious to sit there and watch. But then she also says something along the lines of, I don't trust Poppy. There's something off with her. I don't know what it is, but I don't trust her. Yeah, they talk about Luna and everything like that, but when it comes to Poppy and not trusting Poppy, I understand that part. And I'm also just like, oh, you're just jealous. Yes, she does have a right. She does have a reason not to trust Poppy because Poppy, to the viewers, have just been super shady. But like, you're also jealous. So just saying. Um, Now Katie was talking to Paris, and one of the things that Katie was saying was, "Do you think? Do you think that Thomas still has feelings for Hope?" And she's like, I don't exactly remember what she said. She was something along the lines of like, no, that's his past or whatever. And here's my thing. The reason why she sits there and says that is because I don't, Katie doesn't want Paris to get hurt. right? And it wasn't that long. Um, it wasn't that long that he did sit there and propose marriage to Hope. And one of the things she sits there and talked about is, they have a good trusting foundation and this, that, and the third. And I'm just like, bro, could you really trust that though? Like, being in a relationship is one thing, right? You could sit there and take a little slow, but you agreed to marriage not that long ago after he proposed to somebody else, and you don't think that you're setting yourself up in some ways to sit there and get hurt? That's just hella foolish right there. Now, Thomas comes in and is talking to Hope. Hope was on the phone with her dad, and they talk about Tom for a little bit and how shooken up Deacon is. Thomas apologizes to Hope for Steffi's disrespectful behavior. Then we get right back into the fact that Hope is all like, "I'm just concerned for you. I feel like you're just rushing things. I feel like you're rushing your feelings. You're running away from me." And then of course she's like, "I'm not ready for marriage still." I'm like, "Okay, Hope. That's been the reason why he is with Paris, because it's like if you're not ready for that, then that's fine. But he needs to be with somebody else who is. We were fine up until it doesn't matter. Hope." Like, that's the part that just kind of annoys me. She just keeps talking like, "Well, you're still in love with me. I feel like you're still in love with me, and I'm in love." 1 second. The thing about Hope that just annoys me, I mean, there's a lot of things that annoys me about Hope, but like in this particular scene, she talks about how she's worried about him. You're not so much worried about him. You want to be with him, and you keep trying to act like, "Oh, I'm just a good person. I just want to look out for you." And then she was like, "Well, if we're not meant to be, we're not meant to be. I just don't want you to sit there and rush." And I'm like, "Come on, bro. Stop with the BS. Stop with the lies, because that's what you're doing at this point. You're totally fine if they're not together. If you're not together with him, that's a lie." And they start getting all close and stuff like that. And Thomas is like, it's over. We need to sit there and stop doing this. This is over. Meanwhile, Paris is not there listening to the tail end of this conversation. So Thomas leaves. Paris comes back, and Paris is like, "What the hell are you doing? We used to be friends. You practically, stabbed me in the back. You had your chance to sit there and be with him. You blew it. You didn't want to be with him, and it's over. Don't do that again." And she puts her ass on notice. And I'm like, this is absolutely ridiculous because yes, Paris, I do feel like you could be setting yourself up for heartbreak, right? And I was stuck with Paris because granted, you treated Zenny like garbage to get with Paris, right? And then you got treated like garbage by Carter because Quinn wanted to sit there and just magically be with him, and he wanted to be with Quinn. And you're really ready to just go through that again? Like, seriously, I don't understand how you can sit there and suffer that type of a heartbreak. Know the situation with Thomas and Hope, know their history, know the fact that he proposed to this woman not that long ago. Y'all weren't dating that long. And then he decided to propose to you and you accept? You don't think in somewhere in there that you're just gonna look like Boo Boo the Fool when this whole thing blows up in your face and he decides, you know what, I'm gonna go back to Hope? So part of me is like, it's very hard for me to feel bad for Paris. Yes, Hope is being very self-centered, and Paris is being very stupid. So in all reality, I don't really care if I don't really care so much that either one of them gets hurt because they're all setting themselves up in this foolish way. Anyway, I feel like that's about it. I can't think of anything else. But if I missed anything, write in the comment section, or better yet, come to the live stream tonight. 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We'll talk about all the shows. Bold and Beautiful, Young and Restless, Days of Our Lives, General Hospital, and I'll see you in the next video.